Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Powerful words from a very successful man. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Michael Jordan, did you know that he was cut from his varsity basketball team? Walt Disney, did you know that he was fired from a paper by an editor that said he wasn't creative enough? That he didn't have any good ideas? And like my man Rishi told us before, J.K. Rowling, you already know about her, she was turned down by about a dozen different publishing houses before someone finally accepted her first Harry Potter novel. Now these people are ultimately successful in our world, but they faced huge odds and they faced epic failures along the way, but they stayed the course and they achieved what many of us would like to achieve too. And there's a common thread between all of their successes. Not just their successes, but your successes and my successes. There's a key between every success of every successful person. That's why I'm here today. I want to talk to you about what the key to success is. So is that interesting? Do you want to know the key to success? You want to know? Okay, I'm going to tell you really quietly. Are you listening? The key to success is self-efficacy. There it is, the $1 million answer. It's the golden grail to solve the question of what can I do to be successful? So take this knowledge, go out, go forth, live long and prosper. Good luck, Godspeed. Now my work is done here. Thank you. Oh, no. I better explain a little bit more because you're probably thinking, what is this guy talking about? Self-efficacy. What is self-efficacy? Well, what self-efficacy is the most powerful predictor of your future successes. It's something that's so powerful that if you can learn to control it, you can open up doors that you never imagined before. You can set greater goals and achieve those goals. You can face your challenges with more confidence. You can learn better from your mistakes. You can use your strengths to overcome your weaknesses, and you can see multiple solutions to almost any problem that you face. Now this is good stuff, right? This self-efficacy is hot. Everybody wants a piece of this. This is the stuff that our heroes thrive on. This is the stuff that inspires the greatest and most creative minds of our time. This is the stuff that motivates the most successful of our times. And this is the stuff that I'm bringing here today. This is the stuff that I'm going to talk to you about. Self-efficacy, this idea, and these different ways that you can own it. And if you do own it, and you do practice, and you do master these, there is no goal that you can set for yourself that you could not achieve. So what is this magical mystery thing, self-efficacy, that I'm talking about? Simple. Self-efficacy is a person's belief in their ability to accomplish a specific goal or task. Is that big of an idea? It is. This idea moves mountains. This idea parts seas. This idea has changed the world over and over and over again and will continue to do that. See, let's put this in a reference that maybe some of the youth here will understand. Self-efficacy is very, very important when we look at how we can achieve something. Let's look at this math problem. Can you solve this math problem? How do you feel about this? Oh yeah, this is pretty easy. You think, oh, I've done this a million times. I know the answer, it's easy. So in this instant, your self-efficacy is very high. Good for you. Now let's look at this math problem. Okay, how do you feel about that one? Maybe your self-efficacy varies a little bit in the crowd? Maybe. Maybe someone approaches this problem and says, whoa, now that's a difficult math problem. I am not that good at math. There's no chance I will ever be able to solve this problem. And with that, they have low self-efficacy. Now maybe another person approaches and says, whoa, now that's a very difficult math problem. But you know what? I'm pretty good at math. And I think if I tried, I'd probably fail sometimes along the way, but I think that I could go forward and I could persevere and I could solve this problem. I could be successful. That person has high self-efficacy. Now within this simple example, can you see the power self-efficacy has on the outcomes of your life? That person with low self-efficacy is going to approach a challenge and they're going to say, I can't do it. I can't do it. They might not even try. They might not even attempt. They've failed before they even started. But the person with high self-efficacy will face that same challenge and say, you know what? I think I can. I think if I take the time and put forth the effort, I can achieve this goal. And that's the power of self-efficacy. It's a difference of your life between epic failure and epic success. So let's see how you can use self-efficacy in your own life. Now, there are 4 factors in self-efficacy that we're going to talk about today. The first one is physiological factors, or how you feel physically. We're going to look this at a unique way. How do you feel when you have a stressful situation that's coming up? Let's say you have to talk in front of a big audience of many smiling faces out there. How do you feel? How does your body react? Do your hands start shaking? Do the butterflies start fluttering in your stomach? Does your voice quiver a little bit? Does your heart start beating fast? Sure. These are common reactions. Everybody has reactions like these when they face stress or fear. But here's what self-efficacy teaches us. It teaches us that there's 2 ways to look at this. The person with low self-efficacy will step into that challenge and their hands start shaking, and the butterflies start flapping, and their heart starts beating fast, and their voice starts quivering, and they say, I can't do it. I can't do it. My body's shutting down on me. It's telling me that I do not have the ability to accomplish this task before me. They set themselves up for failure. Now, that person with high self-efficacy, what are they going to do? They're going to walk confident in that same problem, and guess what? Their hands are going to start shaking, and they're going to feel those butterflies in their stomach, and their heart's going to start beating fast, and their voice is going to start quivering, and they're going to say, wait. I recognize that these feelings are just physical reactions to my body when they face stress. This in no way is a reflection of my ability to accomplish this task. So no, I don't like these uncomfortable feelings that I have inside. I don't like that, but I know that it in no way will stop me from accomplishing the goal that is in front of me right now. The second aspect of self-efficacy is called social persuasion. It's easily understood as what you hear about your work or performance from others, feedback that you get from teachers and parents and friends and others. Now, as you can imagine, as somebody gives us praise or positive feedback on things that we've done, our self-efficacy rises. Our feeling that we can accomplish more goes up. On the other side, if somebody talks negatively or criticizes about our hard work, then our self-efficacy goes down and we feel like we can't accomplish what we set forth for. So, how is this something that you can use in your daily life? Well, what I like to suggest to young students is to first go out and look at the people around you. Look at the students around you, look at your friends, look at your parents and teachers, and find things that are awesome about them. Find things that you like about them, that you would like to emulate in yourself. And when you find and you recognize these things, think about them and put words to explain in great detail how you feel and why you feel that way. By going into that great detail, you're giving more power and affecting your self-efficacy more. Now, what I would like you to do is recognize these things, put the great detail into how to explain to those people, and then go compliment them. I'm telling you to compliment your friends, but don't just say, dude, you're awesome. Say, you are awesome at memorizing irregular verbs in Spanish. You're awesome at using all those different crazy abstract colors in your art. You're awesome at singing the chorus of that song, and you are awesome at dancing like nobody else is watching you. And when you start to recognize these things in other people, these values, you can then in turn reflect them back on yourself. You see in other people what you want to see in yourself, and pay yourself those same compliments with the same details to your words. You know what? I'm awesome at memorizing irregular Spanish verbs. And I am awesome at using tons of different colors in my abstract art. I'm awesome at singing in the chorus to that song, and I'm awesome at dancing like nobody's watching me at all. Think about the power in this. This is something that you can do to greatly affect your lives. Look out at others, see value in them, compliment them with direct and specific detail, and then pay that favor back to yourself. And when you do, speak it out loud, whisper it to yourself, write it down. Speaking your words or writing them down give them more power. Take the time to do this and you'll see the effects. Now, the third part of self-efficacy we'll talk about is modeled experience. It's simply watching somebody else do something. When you observe somebody doing something, you're getting exposure to what you may also experience when you face the same task. Now, this is powerful. Research shows us that your self-efficacy rises simply by watching somebody successfully complete a task. Just by watching them, you start to think, they can do it, I can do it. Sure. So how can you use this in your daily life? Well, if you set a goal or you see something you want to achieve, start looking at others who do the same thing. Pay attention to them and recognize not only are you learning from their techniques and their methods, You're building your internal confidence knowing that you can do it also. But here's the kick. And this is the great part about talking at TEDxYouth. The person that you're observing, if you want to maximize their effect of that modeled experience on your self-efficacy, they need to be as similar to you as possible. The more you have in relation with them, the more that you can connect to them, the greater their effect will be on your self-efficacy. So think about how this might work. Let's say you're in class and you have a difficult math problem that you can't solve, and you raise your hand and you say, "Teacher, can you help me?" And your teacher comes and they model for you the ability to see how to solve that problem. You observe them, you take in that information and that knowledge, and mission accomplished, you can solve that problem. Good job. But I'm here to suggest something different. Instead of raising your hand to ask your teacher for help, why don't you ask one of your classmates for help? Somebody else who has mastered this problem. Have them come over and help you and model, and then you can gain that knowledge and information from them. And you can internalize this, and guess what? Mission accomplished. You have that answer. But in addition, you have also had a greater positive effect on your internal self-efficacy because the person teaching you is more relatable to you than your teacher is. Now think about how cool this thing is, kids. You know, in this factor of self-efficacy, you're better teachers than your teachers are. We can't be as effective as you. That's an awesome thing. Take advantage of that. Work in groups together. Talk to each other. Solve problems together. Explore together. Because not only are you gaining the knowledge and information from doing those together, you're also helping each other build your internal self-efficacy. And with raising that, you're not only learning to accomplish the goals that you already have, you're also learning to accomplish greater goals that you'll see in the future. Now, the final and most powerful aspect of self-efficacy is mastery experiences. Now, mastery experience is when you accomplish something and you believe that your success came from your own work and abilities. This is when you face a challenging problem and you finally get through it and you say, "Oh yeah, I did that. I worked hard for that. I deserve to feel good about this." Now that's a mastery experience, and that's what we're looking for. Now let's put this in the context of the classroom. Let's say on the same day you got 2 tests back, and your first test says you got a B, and your second test says you got 100% A+. Which one do you think is more effective in changing your self-efficacy as a mastery experience? Well, it seemed the A+, right? You mastered that one a little bit better. But the answer is not that obvious. Let's look at that B test, and maybe you say, "That test was tough. I studied so hard for that, and it was a difficult thing for me to do, but I got this B, and I'm proud of myself. I did a good job doing that." Now that is a significant mastery experience. Now let's look on the other hand, and you look at this A+, and you say, "What was the teacher thinking? That was the easiest test I ever took. I didn't even study. I could have got an A in my sleep. Everybody must have got an A+ on this test." Well, that is not a significant mastery experience. You see, the important thing here to have a significant mastery experience is to have a result that you're satisfied with and to recognize that it was your hard work and your effort that you put together to face that challenge, and you accomplished that. If it's just a good grade, it's not helping you. If it's just empty recognition and empty praise, that's not affecting your self-efficacy. It's you reflecting back on yourself and saying, "I faced that challenge, I accomplished that challenge, I feel good about it." And that is a mastery experience. Now, why are mastery experiences so important? Because they have the greatest effect on our self-efficacy. Mastery experiences have so much effect, they can doom us to failure or success much later on in our lives. But what we lose focus on a lot is that these mastery experiences are coming to us all the time. We choose to focus on the big life goals that we set for ourselves in that big area where we're headed, and we ignore the small successes and mastery experiences that we have all the time. What we need to do is recognize the value in each of those experiences. When you take these small mastery experiences and you start reflecting and seeing how much they really mean to you, you start building that self-efficacy inside. Brick by brick and stone by stone, you build your confidence and you know what you can accomplish. And when you recognize each of your small successes as being a small victory, you soon just start to realize that impossible goal that you set is now possible. It's within your reach. Not because it got any closer, but because you built your own confidence to get yourself closer to that goal. That's why mastery experience is so important. That's why we should all reflect on these small but very, very meaningful experiences that we have. So I hope you realize how powerful self-efficacy is. It's something that can change your life. Taking control of it can open up doors that you would never imagine. You can set greater goals that you never thought possible. You can endure in the face of overwhelming obstacles that make others quit or not even try in the first place. You can truly make the impossible possible. So to do this, what you need to do is sit back and reflect on yourself. Compliment others around you and pay those compliments back to yourself. Closely observe others who are trying to achieve the same things that you are because you're learning from them. And in the end, be kind to yourself. Look deeply and sit back and see just how valuable you are. You know, the greatest of us set amazing, astonishing goals, and we go out there and we work hard and we fail and we persist and we achieve our goals. But the wisest among us, we go out there and we set astonishing goals and we work and we fail and we achieve our goals, but we realize the value and importance of every small step along the way. Lao Tzu said, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Who can tell me what's between that first single step and that victorious 1,000th mile? 999 miles. 999 small victories. Untold amounts of small steps to get you to that goal. You can focus on those. And you can find the power of self-efficacy to change your life. Thank you.